Welcome to Telltale Books, and I'm continuing to explore H.G. Wells with his third published story, A Vision of the Past. A Vision of the Past was published in June of 1887 in the 7th issue of Science School's Journal. In the story, a man dreams that he travels to the past. And in the past, he sees very large reptiles, but they have 3 eyes. I won't go further than that. It's a really, really cool story. He published it under the pseudonym of Sosthenes Smith. I should have said that before. Kind of interesting. It's a very short story, what you might call flash fiction even. And it does show the fact that this is only Wells' third published work. He hadn't been writing very much yet, and so he didn't have his professional style down. He wasn't at the level that he would have when writing books like The War of the Worlds or The Food of the Gods. What you do see in this story, though, is a lot of the hallmarks that will become major points of his style, major, what you might call tropes even, that he would do time and time again. The idea of the guy going unconscious and slipping into another universe, or finding himself seeing the other side of the world, or physically traveling, seeing Mars through a crystal, or physically traveling into the far future on a time machine. These are typical H.G. Wells plot lines of the common guy from Victorian England being displaced somehow in either time or space or both, and seeing a totally different world. He would use that time and time again in his work. And even though it's just a little story and it's not his best written work, it's still very enjoyable, very interesting. I think anybody who likes Victorian science fiction, anybody who loves H.G. Wells for certain, should check out this story. Modern readers looking for Adrian Tchaikovsky space operas, you're not going to find it here. Obviously, this was written in 1887. But you are going to see the beginnings of a brilliant writer who would forge the modern science fiction field, lay the foundation for everybody else to build upon. And that makes this story really fascinating. Not sure where all you can get this. The place I have it is this book. It's no dust jacket. I don't know if you can read the spine on the video. It's The Early Writings by H.G. Wells. And this is a former library book. That was the best I could find when I was looking for this. And it's edited with critical commentary and notes by Robert M. Filmus and David Y. Hughes, and was published by the University of California Press at Berkeley. And it has a 1975 copyright. So it is out of print, but the stories and essays that are in here are amazing. For anybody who loves H.G. Wells, you should track this book down. It's really a terrific book. And that's all I'm going to tell you about that. If you can track it down and read it, it's worth it. I don't want to say anything more because I'll spoil it. And now that was number 3. A Vision of the Past was his number 3 story. Number 4 was The Chronic Argonauts. published in April of 1888, which I have already done a video about. That is the proto-time machine story. That's the first version he wrote. He called it the Chronic Argonauts. And it did get published. It was serialized. So check my backlist, look for that. Look for the Chronic Argonauts. The Chronic Argonauts is a really super cool story, especially if you love the time machine. It's really awesome to see how the time machine developed into what it did. So the next one after that, we go to November of 1888 and The Devotee of Art, which is not science fiction, it's regular fiction. And I will cover that in my next H.G. Wells video. I hope you'll join me for that. Leave your comments, like us, subscribe to us, and come on back for more. We've got a lot more to do. And I'll be here.